Student visa in Spain in 2025. Here is Alina with you from Barcelona and everything what you need to know. As in 2025 we will have a lot of changes around student visa, I decided that I need to update you exactly in the beginning of the year. So what is student visa? Student visa is a permit to be here in Spain for study. So, for example, you want to study in language school, or maybe you want to study in master, or maybe you want to go to university and study all the road, okay? So you can do this and you can apply for student visa from Spain or from consulate in your country. But why student visa? Because student visa is one of the simplest way to apply for any residency here in Spain. Because, for example, if you want to obtain digital nomad visa, you need to have remote work. If you want to obtain investor visa, you need to pay a lot of money ahead. But if you want to study, it's kind of really simple. You need to show only 8,000 euro on your bank account. You need to pay for your education and you need to have money to stay here. And what is interesting, this money to stay here, it's exact this 8,000. So they don't ask you kind of to show a lot of money or to spend a lot of money ahead. No, you need to only pay your education, you need to pay your insurance, and you need to show only this 8,000 on your bank account. And this enough. You can come, you can study here, and after 1 year, you can modify your student visa to another type of permit. So as it's really kind of simple, that's why a lot of people come to study in Spain. It's from one hand, okay? But on another hand, education in Spain is really good. You know, the level of education, the price of education, kind of quality and price, you know, balance is really good. And on another hand, people are really nice, food are really tasty, and sun is always shining, you know? So that's why actually education in Spain is really popular, and that's why student visa is so really good. But what we are expecting in 2025? So if you want to study in Spain, what you need to do? First of all, you need to decide where you want to study, because you have actually a lot of options. But you need to be aware that not all courses can give you permit to obtain student visa. So first of all, it's really important to know that this educational institution has the right to obtain foreigners. Okay, it's a first kind of teach them and give them kind of classes. On another hand, you need to understand that this course exactly that you will study, it's have to be approved by Ministry of Education to obtain student visa. Why it's important? Because sometimes, for example, in some universities, some courses, they eligible and another one is not. And it's really strange, you know. For example, if you want to go to university in Madrid and they have marketing, for example, and for marketing you can obtain student visa. But for example, they have some new program of engineering or EI, for example, and this exact program don't have this permit. You know, so it's really important to know where you go to study, what you will study, and that exactly with all this program you can obtain a long-term student visa. Okay, so it's first of all, you need to understand where you will study. Second of all, you need to understand when you will start, because with that you will understand when you need to apply for visa. Okay, so for example, if it's a university, maybe you will start in September, October. Maybe if it's some master program, it can start in January or February. And if you go to language courses, you can start every month. Every month they have new groups that you can join. Okay. So, first of all, where you will study, second of all, when you will start to study, and then you need to understand how much all this will cost you. Because in Spain, the biggest amount of money you will spend on your rent. And you need to understand ahead that you need to have money for your rent at least for 1 year. Because mainly the courses, they started from 1 year, maybe it will be kind of 4 years if it's university, you know. So it's better to have money ahead for all the period of time, if it's possible for you. Or maybe you have some remote work, so you can kind of have money for first year, and after that you will kind of save money from your work, if you have work, okay? So, first of all, rent. How much you will ask? Maybe if we are speaking about Barcelona or Madrid, room, it's kind of 500 euro at least. Flat will start from 800 euro if it's kind of far away from city center, okay? If it's kind of somewhere in city center or maybe bigger flat or like more new flat, I think you need to understand that it will be 1,000 euro and more per month rent, okay? Or maybe you can share the room or the flat with someone, and that's how you can kind of save. But you need to understand that actually even share the room here, it still will be kind of expensive. For example, I saw one room in Barcelona in shared flat, 5 rooms with 5 people. Each room cost 800 euro, each room, and it's shared. You know, like kitchen is shared, like a bathroom is shared. So you need to understand that prices are high and really high. So rent, it's the first, okay? Second of all, of course, you already understand how much you will pay for your education, and you need to understand that you need to pay ahead. Mostly in universities, sometimes they're giving you to pay like kind of options to pay first year. But for example, language courses, if you are buying for 1 year, you need to pay this 1 year ahead. So for example, sometimes it's kind of 3,000 euro per year, 5,000 euro per year, sometimes even 7,000. Depends in which part of Spain you will study, because it's really interesting moment. If you will study in Barcelona, for example, education for language courses here is the most cheapest one. Why? Because here a lot of competition, a lot of schools. Kind of in Barcelona, it's kind of 20 language schools, okay? But for example, if you will go to Tenerife, to Canary Islands, there it's only 3 language schools. So they are all really high in prices. So each of them cost kind of 7,000. But in Barcelona, you can pay, for example, 3,000 per year. So it's really interesting because on Tenerife, you will pay less for your rent, but you will spend more for the study. And in Barcelona, you will pay less for study, but more for rent. So the balance is really interesting, okay? So please, you need to be aware about the price of your education and the price of your rent. And then everything else will be not so expensive, because the food, kind of the, I don't know, utilities in Europe, they cost kind of the same in every country. And Spain, you know that it's kind of the cheapest one. Okay, so for example, if we will compare with Germany, I will say that Spain is kind of 20-30% less. Okay, if we will compare with UK, I will say maybe even double less, you know. But if we will compare with Poland, or we will compare with Latvia, so of course Spain is kind of higher with the price, okay? Or for example with US. If you will come from US to Spain, you will feel like, wow, everything is so cheap. But even flats for you will be cheap too, because we know that in different states of US kind of prices are really high. So you need to understand what is price in your place, in your homeland, and what is the price in Spain. How you can compare, there is a really good site, it's called Numbeo. I will write you here an article about this video, and in this article you can find this link, okay? So there are really good web page, it's called Numbeo, and you can compare prices of your city with prices of the city where you're going to study in Spain. And that's how you can understand how much you will spend per month. So we have 224 foreign students every year. 224,000, imagine, it's a lot. Top nationalities that come to study in Spain: Italy, Ecuador, France, Colombia, and China. What students mainly want to study here in Spain? Business, engineering, languages, law, and medical science. So it's kind of the best fields what you can study here in Spain. And what is interesting, from these 220,000, 130,000 women. So mostly girls are coming to Spain to study. And guys, kind of less, but they are coming too. So what I want to say about education in Spain is really good quality education. All the teachers, they're really nice, really smiley, really kind of empathic, you know. All the system is built like really kind of warm, let's say. And on another hand, what is interesting, when you finish study here, after this, it's really easier to find a job. Because Spanish, I don't know, people, Spanish employees, they like to understand what you studied, where you studied. They like to understand kind of your path, you know. So I always say that it's better to study here, to start, for example, here with the languages, if you don't know Spanish. After this, go to study in Spanish language. And after this, maybe you will start with some internship. And after this, you can find the job. Because the main problem is that a lot of students, they try to come and find the job directly in the first day. And that is really hard in Spain. And I will explain you why. So about job and students. A lot of people, even in the comments section here under my videos, they're telling me, oh, we want to come as a students and we want to work. But it's really hard. You need to understand that here in Spain, a lot of people, they already have a full work permit and they have already like career capital and they have already a lot of experience and they are ready to start and they're searching for the job. Okay, so when you are coming as a student without language, without local experience, without knowing kind of all the network, no, it's really hard from the first day to find a job. So I always say, of course, if you will go to university, you will have permit for 30 hours to work. But you need to understand, the 30 hours mainly, even if you will find some job, it will be something basic. Maybe waitering, maybe cleaning, maybe helping to someone. But it will be not kind of really high job from the first day. But maybe if you know a lot of languages, maybe you can work kind of in some call centers. Because in Spain, Barcelona and Madrid, we have a lot of call centers from Booking, from TikTok, from Facebook. So maybe this. But if you don't know any language and if you don't know Spanish, it's really better to start from studying languages, after this to obtain like proper local education, and after this to start to find a work. But if you have remote work, maybe it's better for you not to apply for student visa, but apply directly for digital nomad visa. And if you want to work here, maybe it's better to come already with some skill that you can kind of monetize. Because you need to understand that it's not kind of in Spain there are no work. There are no people that can do this what they have. You know, so you need to understand that it's kind of tricky part because it's kind of really easy to say, no, in Spain it's really hard to find a work. But there are a lot of, you know, ads about we need employees, you know. So it depends what you're doing because a lot of people, they're coming kind of with digital marketing education or they are coming with medicine and they don't have kind of rights to work as a medical person here, no? And they're coming here with the skills that this country don't need, you know? And it's not the problem of the country, it's not problem of you, it's just not coinciding, you know? So it's really important to understand what Spain is needed as a workers. And after this, understand that you as a student, you can actually become this worker. You know, so you can check this education as a possibility to enter to the field where you want to work. Okay, so don't think about the work on the first hand, think about the education. So as Spain is one of the countries that you can obtain student visa with language courses, so it means that Spain is really one of the most easiest European countries to start to study here. Because you don't need to come and study in university directly. You don't need to pay for really expensive education. You can start with really cheap language courses, and after that, only after 1 year of study, you can already modify your visa in another one. And what is good, you don't need to go out from the country. You can stay here 1 year of education on language courses in language school, and after that, you can modify your visa to, for example, high qualified worker visa, to the digital nomad visa, to the startup visa, to actually to any another permit with all full work permits. Or maybe during this 1 year, you will find work here and your company need to apply for your work visa here. So after 1 year of education, you can actually continue here as an employee. But the problem is that, as I already said, hard to find a job. So I always give this suggestion. First of all, you need to have already profession. Second of all, you need to study kind of well, no, to study good. And third of all, you need to, in the beginning of your study, already search for the job. Don't try to start to work directly. Try to find the job, try to find internship, try to kind of begin to build your path to the company. And what about the family? If you want to come to Spain with your family, you will have this possibility till 20 of May of 2025. Because in 2024, they make a lot of changes in immigration law. I already made this video about changes for student visa and for another permits in Spain. So for now, if you want to come to Spain and you want to study on language courses, you need to come before 20 of May of 2025. If you want to come after this date, you need to apply for your education from consulate in your country. you cannot apply from Spain. And if you want to apply from Spain, you need to come with Schengen visa, or maybe you can come only with your passport, depends of which country passport you have. Maybe if you are from Brazil, from States, from Canada, you don't need to apply for Schengen visa. You can be here 90 days. So you can come with this 90 days period, and you can apply here for your education. You can apply for language courses if you have visa 90 days, so you need to apply before 60 days. So let's say you come in, I don't know, 1st of June, so it means that before 1st of July, you need to apply for your student visa if you want to study on language courses, okay? And then, if you want to study, for example, in university, you can apply here from Spain too. Or you can apply for university, for language school, for any another education in Spain, but from your consulate. Okay? And on another hand, if you want to come with your family, you can obtain Schengen visa or come only with your passports if it's eligible. No, you can come here and you can apply from Spain till 20th of May. If you want to come with the family, you need to apply from your consulate after 20th of May. And what is bad here, that we know that our consulates of our countries, sometimes they're really, let's say, I don't know what words to use to use good words, but sometimes they're really bad in giving visas for people who are kind of older than 20 years old. Okay, so they want to see as students only people of student age. So if you're kind of 17 or 18, they will give you student visa. If you go, for example, to study to university. But if you want to study language and you are 30, mainly they will not give the visa. So it's really important to understand. If you are really this student age, you can obtain visa from consulate. If you don't want to take a risk and you want to come with the family, or you may be more than 25 years old, it's better to apply from Spain. And for that, it's better to apply in this nearest 4-5 months. So, and what documents you need to obtain student visa? I will put article here under the video, so please go and check my article. There you can find all the documents that you need to apply, or from consulate or from Spain, okay? And if you want to apply from Spain, you need to understand that the process is kind of easy, but it's kind of tricky, okay? Because you need to be really aware about your days of your visa, okay? It's really important. Second of all, you need to come and you need to find where to study, where to live. You need to make medical insurance. You need to bring with you non-criminal record, and you need to translate and apostille this certificate. And you need to apply online with your lawyer. So it's kind of, and you need to open bank account and put money there. So it's kind of a lot of steps, you know, because a lot of people, they say, student visa is so easy. Actually, it's not, you know, it's kind of a lot of moves, and you need to make them really fast because your days are kind of counting, you know, and you need to be aware of all the steps, and you need to make it with the lawyer, because if they will ask you to bring something more, only lawyer can check the system that they ask for something more. Okay, because he can enter inside of the system itself. So it's really important for you to be aware that you have a lot of steps. You need to prepare financially, you need to prepare with kind of feeling of time, okay? And you need to know where you will study ahead, because you will obtain your residency card for period of your education, okay? So for example, if you come 1st of February, it's better to take your, for example, Spanish course from 1st of March till 1st of March. And your residency card will be for this year, from 1st of March to 1st of March. And it's really important, as I already said, to understand what you will do during these years, if you have enough money for this period, and how you will obtain another permit to be here in Spain if you decide to stay. Because for second year, you can obtain student visa again, or you can modify to another type of visa. So about student visa. I came to Spain as a student 10 years ago from Ukraine. So for me, it's kind of really my warm visa, you know, because that's how I start my life here in Spain. And I was actually thinking that I will come only for 1 year and I will not stay longer. I will just study Spanish and I will return. But during this 1 year, I understood that I like this country, I like these people, I like this language, I like this weather. And I understood that, no, I want to stay and I want to stay longer. But 10 years ago, when I started to live here, it was another kind of conditions of student visa. So it's not like today, after 1 year, you already can modify in another permit. So 10 years ago, if you came as a student, you need to study during 3 years, and only after 3 years, they gave you permit to modify your visa in another one. So actually, it was really kind of strange rule, strange condition, but I should kind of made like that. So what I did, I studied language during 3 years. And actually, on another hand, I was studying architecture and history. But anyway, I was studying 3 years long because I could not make any else, So after that, after 3 years, I modify my visa to the entrepreneur visa because I create my business here, okay? So actually, I need to wait 3 years. But for now, as a student, you don't need to. In 1 year, you can already modify your visa in another ones. And actually, it's really good. It's really good change, and it's actually really easier. And on another hand, now, if you're coming to study, for example, in university, you don't need to apply for student visa every year. You will obtain permit for all the period of your education, and you need to only to renew your residency card every year. And actually, it's amazing because before, every year I need to apply again. Every year I need to wait again. Every year I need to stress kind of again. So 10 years ago, I came as a student, and now I'm here already with my permanent permit. But here is another trick. If I would came here with another type of visa, I can already apply for nationality, for Spanish passport, because after 10 years in country, you can apply for Spanish passport. But years of students, they're not counting for a passport. So my first 3 years here, they're not counting. So I need to live 3 years more to obtain Spanish passport. So for now, for you, actually, it's easier. You can come in 1 year as a student, okay? And after that, you can obtain another permit that already will start counting the time to your Spanish passport. And you can come as, for example, digital nomad or startup visa that was not so popular before, and digital nomad actually visa didn't exist before because it's really new one, no? So before I can obtain this type of visas, but now you can obtain it. So you can start with a serious work permit from the beginning. Or if you don't have remote work or you don't have business idea, okay, you can start as a student and still in 1 year modify your visa in another permit. But you need to think ahead. How I will do this in 1 year? Because you need to understand that this 1 year, the time is flying, really, and flying really fast. So you need to understand that this 1 year, it will be like this, plump, and it's already ending. So you need to understand what next I will do, how I will modify my visa, or if I don't have any kind of options to modify, how I will prolong my education, how I will pay for next year of my study. Okay, so it's really important for you to think ahead, and I always give this advice. Try to think how I will live in Spain in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, because it's really easy to think if you will not stay, because you will just return, to your kind of basic conditions, okay, to your kind of standard life, daily life. But if you will decide to stay, you need to understand ahead how I will stay and what will give me permit to stay. So, summary about student visa in Spain in 2025. First of all, you can come in easy way by study Spanish language in language school. You can make this till 20th of May of 2025. You can come to Spain, you can apply for this visa, you can be here 1 year, and you can prolong this visa again one more time. And after this, you need to decide where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to modify your student visa to another ones types. Okay, it's one option. Another really serious moment, you need to understand how you will bring your family. If you want to bring your family with you, you can make this, but again, till 20th of May of 2025. If you want to come with your family and if you want to study language here in Spain, you need to apply from the consulate of your country after 20th of May of 2025. If you want to come as a student from university, you can apply for university, you can obtain your permit, student permit for all the period of time, and you can study here without any worries. And when you will finish your university, actually you will have 1 year to search for the job, After this, apply for this job. After this, apply for work visa. And after this, continue to live here, but already on the base of work, not on the base of education. And if you will come this year to study in Spain, you need to understand that if you will study language, you will not have work permit, because on the residency card they are writing no autoriza a trabajar, you cannot work. But actually, not officially, you kind of can, because they say that every student can work 30 hours per week if you are a student here in Spain. But the small detail is that you can study only if you're a student of universities. But a lot of places, they don't know this. So they kind of accept for internship or maybe for some small type of works, any student. So you need to understand that if you are studying language, it's kind of hard to find work, but sometimes it's possible, okay? But if you are a student of business school or university, it's easier to find a work, because on your residency card, it will be written autoriza a trabajar. You can work, you have kind of work permit to go and to study, to work from the first day of your study. So that's all important information that you need to know about student visa in 2025. Please read the article that I will put you here in comment sections, because it's really important to know all the details and all the list of documents that you need to bring with you to apply for student visa, or if you want to apply from consulate, all the details here in my article. And if you need any support and help with obtaining your student visa and creating your student dream life here in Spain, you need to contact my company, because my company Dream Life Spain, I and my dream team, we will help you with obtaining student visa, with securing your dream home, because the question with property here in Spain is really tough. So we will help you, definitely. We will open your bank account, we will obtain for you medical insurance, we will help you with all the steps on your happy student road. And of course, we will build like all your dream life, because it's really important not only study, but actually to enjoy your time here in Spain. So we will help you with every step on this road. So please contact us today. Thanks you guys for watching my videos, and please subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my Instagram, and we will meet with you again in my new videos. Ciao, ciao!